Yolan Troon, welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy and welcome to another episode of our little Officer A to Z series. But before I talk about the next rare officer today, I just want to say if you're not a subscriber of my channel yet but do like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel. And when you do, also click this little bell and all notifications so you will be notified when another video comes out. But now let's have a look at Pan. He is class engineering, which means you need engineering badges to upgrade him later. He's a member of Khan's crew, which means he can get synergy from others of that group if he's captain, or he can give synergy to a captain of that group if he's on the bridge. And he's from the faction Augments, which means you need independent credits to upgrade him. Unfortunately, you need those for a lot of different officers, and that's why I can never upgrade them all in the time I want to. And if you want to know something about Pan, there is an explanation text here about him in the info box, as it is for every officer. So always when you're interested, just have a look in the info box. As you could already hear, he does have a captain maneuver, and that's quite a fun one. Getting up to speed. Because Pan increases the impulse speed of the ship by 20%. Before they introduced Enterprise E. Riker, he was kind of the biggest asset for your impulse speed that you can get. Nowadays I'm only using Enterprise E. Riker for that, but especially when you are in the earlier stages of the game, you will probably have Pan much earlier than Enterprise E. Riker, and he is a very helpful officer with impulse speed, not only in waves, where speed often is very important, and I always use a speed crew there on my biggest warship. And also, if you want to annoy other bigger players in incursions or territory defense or takeovers, Pan on a Rialta is quite fun. And if you have upgraded your Rialta, if you've done the impulse speed research, and then in the end put an impulse speed officer on board the ship, that really looks funny. And now we even have those Rialta races from time to time in the game, and so that plays a role as well. But of course he also does have an officer ability. Its mistakes were made. At the start of each round, Pan has a 55% chance of applying a hull breach to his own ship for 3 rounds. So Pan never was my first choice of using him in fights. So if you're using him on a Rialta, either to play a chasing game with a bigger player in defenses or whatever, or if you do some kamikaze runs with a Rialta to stop those bigger players from getting to a capture node, to a station or whatever, then it doesn't matter. But the officer ability is a reason why you should never use Pan in a battle-ready crew for taking on other players, for example. That is not very fun if you get a hull breach on your own ship by your own people. So that's quite not so a nice thing he does. But mistakes were made, as he said. But of course, as a rare officer, he does have 2 traits for away team assignments, and that's Augment and Survivor. And that's what I'm using Pan for. I do not need him for impulse speed anymore. That's what I have Enterprise E. Riker for. And with his officer ability, I wouldn't use him for something else too much. So I do send him to away teams. On the bottom left, you see already that I did. And that's where he's going now. By the way, when he's back, I can level him up a bit more. I just should remember that for the next events. You always need to find officers you can upgrade a bit more for those officer leveling events, because they sometimes bring some nice rewards here. But of course, you do want to know how to get Pan, and for that we have first to go to the regular recruit section, in this case to the ultra recruit section. There's a lot of officers in here, so even if you get those tokens, The probability to get a certain officer, of course, is not the highest because there are so many in here. I even have a problem in finding him at the moment. But there he is. There's Pan. And so it will not be too easy to get him via the Ultra Recruit section. But he's also in the Augment Faction store. And that's the next part where we're going to... Now back to the officers. Yeah, my sausage fingers. Greetings to Eddie, by the way, we have the same problem. And the Augment section, and then there are two Augment Recruit sections, and one is the Awoken Augment Recruits, and that's where you find Pan, and can easily get him. You see that I got a number of Pan shards here, and the rest as well. So that's the place where you will easier get shards from, because especially when you have the luck to get them, you get 2 shards at once and not just one. So that is not the most difficult one to get Pan earlier in the game than, for example, Enterprise E Riker. But of course, I would like to know your opinion about Pan and how you used him or use him. So please let me know in the comments under the video. And if you have questions in general or video requests, you know that I regularly read the comments. And about the sourcing of the officer, like I was talking about today, you now can see the new charts I put up on Discord. You heard it this morning, maybe in my video that I made about this, so have a look there as well. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.